What's going on, guys? Day 2 riding today. I'm on Shrek. Um, so I don't really have anything, you know, that I want to go over, like I did yesterday with the whole quick shifter thing. Um, so we'll just talk about something super simple. I was thinking of doing maybe like something for people that are just starting out. So we'll talk about super upgrades, or super easy upgrades, I'm sorry. Um, so I know, once again, this is geared for, water, burnout box. So this is geared for, this video itself is going to be geared for the beginner, okay? So if you're past this, riding-wise or mechanical-wise, you already know how to do stuff on your bike and all that, then just, I guess, ignore it if you want. If not, maybe you'll learn something that you didn't know. I mean, I don't claim to know absolutely everything that there is about bikes. I still got buddies, that do know a little bit more than me. It's only like one or two of them, but yeah. So, anyways, let's get into exhaust, all right? I know when you first get a bike, it's super quiet. You got that big, huge, obnoxious can on the side of it, and you don't want to get that thing off. Do not, please listen to me, do not be that guy that first thing he does when he gets home with his brand new bike is rip the entire exhaust off of it and just run open pipe. Look, between you and me, it sounds stupid. It really does. Like, I know some guys have the Voodoo slash cuts, or like the Toce, T-O-C-E, that's what we'll call it, T-O-C-E exhaust, which is almost pretty much the same, but still, you don't want to be that guy that just peels his exhaust off, because, dude, they sound like garbage, Now, the reason for having an exhaust, not only performance-wise, but also it's a lot more safer. I mean, if you're riding in the car's blind spot, and you see him moving over, or, whatever the case is, you having that louder exhaust might be the difference between life and death. Okay? Especially if your horn doesn't work. Mine, on Shrek, I don't have a horn. I won't tell you what that button's for. That's only for Mexican use. So we'll stick with that. But yeah, if you don't have a horn, I mean, getting a nice loud exhaust that also adds performance to your machine, that's a super good, cheap, well, not cheap, I apologize, a super solid investment. Now, step 2 to that, when you're looking online and you're doing your research and you're seeing all these companies putting out, oh, well, our exhaust adds 16 horsepower, 19 horsepower, or 25 horsepower, or whatever the case is, whatever they advertise it adds, take that into account with a grain of salt also, guys. Because what not a lot of people realize is that the way they get those numbers isn't just from the tip. It's not just from the can, okay? It's from a full header system, like all the way, the header, the mid-pipe, down-pipe, cats if you got it, and then the outlet. So they do, the entire exhaust, whereas you might be looking at, a couple $100 slip-on, and they got those dyno results with $600 or $1,600 in exhaust parts. Plus, you're looking at an expert tuner that all he does is tune bikes day in and day out. A lot of them, which I've been doing research, I'm trying to put together not so much a forum, but, kind of calling these companies out, because a lot of them will even put injectors in the bike when they do stuff like that. So that's not fair to advertise, Oh, well, it gives you this X amount of power when they're also throwing injectors in it too. You know what I mean? So you also got to think about that. That's not a true number. Bridge, and it's a little bit windy today. So, anyways, as I was saying, that's not a true number. That's not fair, and they shouldn't be allowed to do that. It's almost like a bait and switch thing. So, yeah, step number one, they're good for safety purposes. Riding in blind spots of cars, stuff like that. If I had a car right now that was moving over on me with my horn being, for Mexican roads only, I could just pull in a clutch. They're going to hear that. You know what I mean? So that's number one. Number two is performance aspect. Do your research on them. Join a couple forums. First thing I did when I got this bike, and the first thing I did when I got my CBR, was join a Cowie forum and a Honda forum. I mean, there's so much information in those forums, because a lot of those guys are die-hard manufacturer fans. So if you join a Cowie forum, you might stumble across a guy that's, owned nothing but Cowies his entire life since he was, 17, 18 years old. And now he's 40 or 50. And the problem that you're having that you can't figure out and nobody else can figure out for you, he might know the answer to because he's seen it before. Or he's had it happen to him before. Or whatever the case is. Okay? So join those forums. Put out a thread. Hey, just got a new bike. Best options for exhaust. There is no single cure-all answer. There is no, hey, I want to get an exhaust for my bike. What should I get? Oh, get Akrapovic or get, Hindle or Brox or whatever it is. I mean, there's so many different manufacturers out there. So just do your research on them. I know results don't lie when they're, I don't want to say when they're on forums because they can be skewed. But if somebody else has the same make and model bike as you and they post a dyno sheet from an exhaust that they got done and you like the results of that one, then go buy that one. But ask them, what all else do you have done to the bike? Because 90% of the time it's not just the can. The can will give you, it will make it a lot louder. It'll give you a little bit more throttle, but not as much as a full system will. Like in Shrek, I have a full titanium Hindle exhaust. I mean, those are super, super pricey. That set me back a good little bit. But once again, this is a race bike. I mean, granted, it's obviously, as you can see, it's on the streets, but I mean, it's super quick. I'm not going to say my times or anything like that with this bike, but it's very, very, very fast. But once again, I mean, research. You can never go wrong with that. If I'm looking at parts for this one or for my CBR, I'll research it for maybe a week or two. Watch a couple YouTube videos on guys that, have it or an install video on it, see, how easy it is to put in. That way, in case something goes wrong or I decide I don't like it, how hard it would be to take back out of the bike. Stuff like that. Just do research on it. And then once you come to a decision, maybe get in contact with the manufacturer, shoot them an email and say, hey, look, I see that, this exhaust will add 12 horsepower, is that all the way through my RPM range? Is that only at mid-range? Is that only at high range? Where is that in my RPM band? And how did you achieve those results? A lot of them will come back and answer you. Brox did it with me. I asked them, hey, for this bike, how did you guys get the results? And they told me, well, it's not just with the can, it's with the entire exhaust and expert tune. So, like I said, I mean, And Brock's is amazing. I'm not knocking Brock's. Don't get me wrong on that. But again, it's not like these guys are just bolting them on and then putting them on the dyno and saying, okay, cool, 20 horsepower or whatever the case is. So, once again, do your research, guys. Check them out. Check out videos. See what they sound like. Check out forums. Just do your research. That's all I can say. And that makes it super easy. Do me a favor. If you haven't already subscribed, please do that. I'm trying to grow the channel as quick as I can. I'm really trying to get out there to other bikers, friends, stuff like that. Because I know when I was first starting out, there were a couple videos, on like how-tos, but it wasn't anything super serious, especially, stuff of this caliber. So please, like, comment, subscribe. Leave something in the comments if you want me to talk about a specific video, or if you want me to do a video that you want to see, and maybe even what you want to see me ride. If you'd rather see me ride the CBR, if you'd rather see me ride this. So hit it up in the comments. Let me know what you want me to talk about. And guys, I've been a mechanic for 10 years, okay? So even if it's not about bikes, it can be about cars. I got a bunch of cars I'm working on right now. I don't know if you guys wanted to see that, so I haven't posted any of that stuff, because this is supposed to be mainly about bikes. But I can do cars. I mean, that's fine. I've been a mechanic for a while, so that's always an option. So I can talk about that kind of stuff too. If you guys would have a question or something like that, I can do a whole video on a bike about a car. Why not? It's 2020, right? So just hit me up. Let me know what's going on. All right, guys. See ya.